Welcome, citizens. Chat Areas here. Hey, I'm gonna go see a Polaris. One of my friends has one, and but he's all the way in Orison. But yeah, look at this placeholder. It's a big ball, and look at what it has on here. It has play. So if I do that, it's gonna start playing.
All channels, I'm under attack. Please, if you hear this, help me.
Hello.
Hey, it's Mr. Cosplay Guy. Welcome to the internet.
Welcome.
So when you woke up in your hangar, did you have one of these weird placeholders with a play and a play button on it?
When I woke up in my hangar.
Yeah, I woke up in my hangar. I'm in New Babbage, and there's this giant ball that says placeholder, and it has a F interaction thing that says play. And let me see if I can share my.
That's weird. I didn't
My
wake
window.
up in my hangar. I woke up in my.
Oh, in your ship?
No, I woke up like in the
Oh, no.
regular.
Yeah,
tabs.
I meant the halves. You know, it's in my hab.
Oh, okay. No. I didn't. No, I didn't. Like it looked normal.
Here, I'll share my application here. Do you see that thing?
Oh, look at that.
And then it if I hit F on it, it starts playing it's a mission thing, mission audio.
Oh, my guess is like somebody had that in their local inventory, and they
Mhm.
dropped it on the floor and left it. So it's like some dingus, some subscriber gear dingus that somebody dropped on the floor. I bet
But
if you were to go into that terminal, that you could drag it into your inventory, and then you could see what its name is.
I don't know. I mean, it's just weird that it plays sound. It plays like.
Yeah, I bet you can grab it. Maybe not. It may not have like a grabbable thing, which might make it
No.
difficult.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah.
All right, so.
But that's my suspicion, is that it's some gear thing that somebody left on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be there for everybody.
Or it has something to do with the mission, whatever the save.
Oh, the Save Stanton thing?
Yeah.
Possible. I'm surprised the Polaris can't be named.
You know, I imagine. You know, they should just sell us naming rights, or have some kind of mission where you can get a naming rights warranty thing for one of your ships or something.
I mean, they always said that at some point everybody will be able to name their ships whatever they want, but there's like reserved names that like people can't have that name.
Right.
But otherwise it'll become first come, first served. So there'll be a lot of like XX underscore name I want underscore XX named ships, like you see in every MMO that exists.
As long as the serial number is different, I don't care if they're all named the Nautilus. Or whatever, the USS Enterprise, or
Right?
the Battlestar Galactica. It is definitely
Careful, doors are now closing.
running slower FPS with the servers the way they are. It's pretty. The server was full for about 5-10 minutes.
Well, it's no surprise. This is just one of the most anticipated ships.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what is it, like
packed.
ship number 4 or something that was like pitched?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like one of the oldest
is huge.
ships.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, if they ever would have gotten the BMM done, it would have been the same thing, like everybody and their great grandmama. But to be fair, I think more people own Polarises than BMMs. I think the Polaris is probably like one of the as capital ships go, one of the most prolifically owned capital ships. Just the sheer numbers of people that have them, it's crazy.
And it's kind of has more of a utility in the game right now than a Banu Merchantman.
I don't know, like the Banu Merchantman, the Banu Merchantman could legitimately do the large haul cargo hauling missions that right now you can only do in a whole sea.
But true, but I guess I'm talking about like, the what the heck? Where's an cabbage span? I'm losing my mind. There we go. But it doesn't have like when there's player vendors or player selling. Like to me, that's when the Banu Merchantman could be really cool to have.
Or when you have AIs that do it.
Well, I guess that's like they haven't figured any of that out. But I would hope that you'd be able to like park your Banu Merchantman somewhere, and have it set it into a mode where it could persist for a while and sell things. I don't know. Like that, that would just be nice to be able to.
The whole concept of it is weird now.
Yeah,
like it'll always be weird. I think realistically, it's going to be a thing where people are going to go and they're going to set up shop and they're going to say, for the next hour, I'm going to be here. If anybody wants to come and buy some shit from me, and and I have some. This is the cool shit that I have, right? And then people will come and get it. And like it's realistically going to be the kind of stuff like, if I don't know how many other MMOs that you've played, but like
a lot.
So like if you think about WoW, when the guys that can make that are the top tier armor crafters, right, or Dark Age of Camelot, which is a similar one that had top tier armor crafters or whatever. Like people would seek out those guys when they wanted to buy like the next level gear that they were eligible to be able to wear because it had like level requirements and shit. So it's going to be the same kind of thing here, where you're going to get people that have like ground out the crafting reputation for making tier 5 weapon stuff. And then like they're going to go out and they're going to like have their BMM or their Kraken privateer, and they're going to roll up into a system and be like, hi, I'm Johnny McGunmaker and I make tier 5 whatevers. If you want it, I'll be at this location for the next hour. Come get your guns from Johnny McGunmaker. And then you go over there and then you'll buy them and then you'll move on to the next thing.
Right.
That's my expectation of what we'll see. And then of course Johnny McGunmaker will have, his crew of guys to, protect him from people coming to try to pirate him. He'll have like a squadron of ace pilot people that'll be like, yeah, you want to fuck with Johnny McGunmaker? Well, he's McGunmaker for a reason. He's got all of his bros around.
My favorite two like vendor games though was Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxies.
Star Wars Galaxies, I think, is the exact model they're going for with this game. You can tell just like from the way the crafting stuff was looking. It was
pretty much, and those are both Ralph Costner games. Like he was top-end designer for both of them. So if you look at like what they said. They said like, oh yeah, the resources on the planets, they're gonna move around like what resources are available there. So you'll land, you'll find the resource, you'll land, you'll build some stuff there, it'll deplete, and then you'll move and go somewhere else. Well, that's exactly what they did in Star Wars Galaxies. It's 1000% the same. You walked around, you planted your thing. I was a droid manufacturer in Star Wars Galaxies. Yeah.
It's hilarious. I have like this special skill for finding the most obnoxious, unfinished, not good, like race or profession in any MMO that could exist, right? Like you're like, oh, here's this MMO, and they'll have like a list of 12 professions, and then I'll find the one that's the stupidest. And it'll sound so cool to me, and I'll get in, and I'm like, oh, you chose that one? Unfortunately, that's like the worst one of the 12. And it's like, of course it is. Where you had to make 1,000 mouse droids before you could make the advanced mouse droid. Then you had to make 1,000 of those before you could make the next stupid thing. And it was just like it took like hours and hours and hours before you could make an actual like useful astromech.
Yep. Yeah.
It was like months into the game before I could make an astromech, and I'm like, what am I doing this for?
Yeah. And part of it is, you know, it makes it sticky and annoying at the same time. But you know, like I thought Ultima Online, like the first 4 or 5 years, and Star Wars Galaxies were so sticky for me. Like I couldn't wait to get in to the universe and explore things and try things out, and you know, and then like, you know, go down the rabbit hole on, you know, like I did a lot of animal taming in both of them, and a lot of in Ultima Online I did a lot of mining and blacksmithing, and my favorite was lumberjacking and carpentry and making bows and arrows.
I didn't play a lot of Ultima Online. I was in other games, and so the big crafting that I did was in Dark Age of Camelot. I was an armor crafter.
Yep.
And I loved making armor and stuff. And then, like in Star Wars Galaxies, I was the droid guy, and I don't think Earth and Beyond had any crafting.
Get in there. It is my large hangar. Wow. Okay, the elevators took a really long time.
Oh, everything is taking for freaking ever. So are you going to your hangar or my hangar? Because the thing is sitting out on the pad on my hangar.
I'm in Microtech, so I got to fly out there.
Oh. Yeah, that's going to take you a minute.
So I figured
remember with the new QT optimizations and things that they've made, if you're going from Microtech to Crusader, many ships that have S1 drives can't make the trip.
Yeah, I'll probably stop at like Crew L4 or something like that.
Just like a lot of people don't realize now that like you can't just go buy an Atlas and make the trip anymore, because the type of drive that you have no longer affects fuel economy.
Yeah, all the fuel economy is the same. It's basically just hit points.
Yep. It's hit points and spool time, I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
And how many bars of power that it needs, I think, are the only variables. I don't know why they got rid of the fuel economy variable, because that variable was so useful. Because it was like, I know they wanted to speed things up, but it's like, you know, to make it so that people could get places faster. But it's like, I bought slower drives purposefully for my small ships, so that I could get anywhere in Stanton that I wanted to get.
Yeah.
And now with the way it is, I'm sure they will. But the way it is right now, like if you go to Magnus, you can't get some small ships from Magnus to anywhere else, because it's too far to go even to the closest Lagrange point to get gas. You can't, like an X-85 cannot leave Magnus. It's stuck there. Because it doesn't have enough gas.
Yep.
And that's not the only one.
And that's one of the smaller ships that I think should have great
fuel economy.
You know, like it should have great, because it's a touring ship. But you know,
it should have a bigger QT drive for sure. And that's one of the other things is that we were seeing is that there was a lot of like in the rebalance, a lot of the like ships that were considered exploration ships didn't have very big quantum tanks. And it was like, but they had bigger hydrogen tanks. So it was like their current thought is that exploration ships are about exploring the surfaces of planets, not exploring the reaches of space.
Right.
Which is an interesting like kind of change, because I guess when you're looking at 1.0 is only going to have 5 systems, the reaches of space are not as much for exploration as, you know, the surfaces of the planets, if they're going to try to make the surfaces of the planets more interesting. I'm curious what their plans are for exploration, for people that really are into exploration. How are they going to make that be interesting to people now? Because they're
honestly,
definitely not going the route of, oh, the Carrack will find wormholes to heretofore unseen systems and discovering them, because now every system is basically a bespoke level that they're building, and so there's not going to be that like that what's the No Man's Sky kind of like, I found a planetary system nobody's found before. There's not going to be that.
I'd be happy if they just made it so that if you had an exploration ship with the right equipment, that you could scan for certain things better, you know, and do, and you know, like your Magellan, right?
Yeah.
And you're plotting courses, or you're finding points of interest, and like literally anywhere you go, you can say, I'm making a point of interest here, and you're going to name it, and it's going to go in your map database.
Yep.
And there are places that people will want to go, right? Because there's resources or whatever, and you can sell people your maps.
Yeah.
Like I mapped I mapped all the locations that sponsor, because you know, we already know that while it may seem like things spawn randomly, like on planets, like for minerals and stuff like that, they don't really.
They don't. There's locations that those things spawn.
So, you know, being able to plot those, being able to jump to those, like that's a valuable thing to have. So, you know, if you're a mineral surveyor, you know, for an org, and you're making it, you know, easier for your org mates because you're able to share your, you know,
what I would like to see,
stuff, that would be awesome.
What I would like to see is if those pimples that pop up on, you know, for people to mine or whatever, if those things that pop up were driven by the underlying system that is also where like the underground materials are going to be for when people are setting down the mining tower things that like pound the ground and pull it out of the, you know, those things, if those things if it also drove the surface pimples also, because then because they said that underground thing is going to be like shifting and changing, and it would be really valuable. It's like, okay, I've got my Carrack, and I'm going to go over to, you know, Monax or whatever, and I'm going to like survey Monax on the daily and provide to people as part of my service. Here is today's ore location plot, and like you get the, you know, and it takes me however long to like fly around and scan like the sections of Monax or whatever. You know, I got to do the gameplay to make it happen, but then I have that map that I can sell people and be like, this is today's map of where the good shit is. And then people could buy the map, and then they could go down and, you know, like, I don't need to have any other like skin in the game as far as like, yeah, there might be pirates, there might be assholes, there might be a gigantic org down there that is on top of that, but my map tells you where the good stuff is. If you want it, good luck getting it. I'm just the information broker, you know what I mean? And then you could just do that like at each planet, right? You could just go around and like do the cartography and find out where the good org is. It could be really cool.
Even the nav map is slow today.
Everything's slow, man. Everything is so slow. It took like, when I wanted to call the Polaris up, like Aesop showed all my ships, and I clicked the thing and it says it's delivering it to your hangar, and then I turned around, and then 20 seconds later the lights went red and the top started opening, and then 20 seconds later the ship appeared on the pad, and then 20 seconds later the pad started raising up, but the lights had already gone back to normal. but the pad hadn't raised up out of the ground yet. It was just like everything was like delay reaction. Yeah, it's the servers are definitely under heavy load from everybody checking this thing out. And it's the PTU, so the PTU doesn't have as many resources as the live environment does. So
yeah, and they also have a little bit extra logging, I think. In the
they've got
PTU
so
also.
much logging when they put on the PTU. Oh my gosh, it's so much.
But this is exactly what they want, honestly.
Yep.
Right? Is like, let's run this at 125% for a while and see.
Server error.
All right. Maki, hey, how's it going? We have at least one viewer. Maki almost always tunes in.
Nice. So I can tell you one thing that's really interesting about the Polaris.
Yep.
So I was just walking around the ship. I wanted to see where all the things were. I found the torpedo operator panel, right? And I'm like, oh, so this is where you operate the torpedo. And so then I powered it on and I went into the look, and I'm like, oh, it's got this little camera and I can look around. And then like I was looking towards where the ASOPs were in front of the ship. And then I'm like, and I could go like pew, and then I clicked the button and it launched the torpedo.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh. And so then it went over, it hit the ASOPs, exploded, and the force reaction from that explosion rocked the Polaris back.
Nice.
And then knocked it sideways. And so it was like cattywampus in my hangar. Like the nose of it was against one wall and the back of it was fully against the back wall from the explosion of that one torpedo in front of it, which was, several hundred, well, not several, like at least 100 meters in front of it, right? Because it's like the end of the hangar. It's like way down there. And it still had that amount of force impact from the explosion on the Polaris. So, and the Polaris is a big girl. So like, it was like, okay, so those hit hard. The other thing that I found that was very interesting about the Polaris that I was not expecting. So I this morning I decided I'm going to sit in each of the in the seats in the bridge to see what they can do. And the rear right side seat is the remote turret and the aft of the ship on its belly. And it's a quad. It's like a hammerhead turret, quad size 4s, I think. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's they're two-man turrets with well, no, there's two with Omni Skies and
two-man. Those are on the top.
Yeah, and then the rest are Panthers.
And those are on there's two on one on each side, and then there's the remote on the belly. Right. And so the remote in the belly is operated by the right rear seat in the cockpit. Left seat in the cockpit operates the remote missile turret on the top in the back of the ship.
Nice.
And then the pilot's or the captain's chair, as far as I can tell, you can turn on the MFDs, but it doesn't have any other functionality that it can do, as far as I can tell. And it like, I kind of feel like that chair, I feel like there's some missed opportunities there because the MFDs are very small and they're not in inconvenient places. And so if you were going to like do anything yourself in terms of like trying to do anything operations wise,
right?
It wouldn't be very efficient there. So I don't know if I don't know if that role is expected to be like kind of like the role in the when I was watching the Squadron 42 trailer, and it was like there was the captain, and then the captain told his XO to do the things, and then the XO told people to do the things. Yep. And it was, so is that my role in the chair? Is I just sit in the chair and I go, hey XO, make this happen, and then he goes, hey, okay, I'll do that. Hey Bobby, make that happen. It's like a chain of two people to tell a person what to do. Definitely feels like corporate America to me. But anyway, so that chair doesn't have any operation. The front right seat is the co-pilot seat, and interestingly enough, that seat has more things that it can do than the pilot chair. I don't know if it can pilot the ship because I've not tried to pilot the ship from there. Right. But you can tell the ship to flight ready. You can turn on and off the engines. You can change VTOL. You can let's see what else was there. There was you can open the exterior. This is the long survey area recovery.
Oh wow.
You can open exterior. And then there was like a bank of buttons that was like the I don't know exactly what it did because I didn't play around with it and I didn't have people in the ship with me to help me figure out what they were doing, but they all said open door, and there was 5 of them.
Yeah. Oh wow. So that is interesting because one of the things that I think, and there are a couple of ships that have like buttons for specific doors.
Yeah.
But not very many of them. Most of them just open everything.
Right. So I don't know what doors they open. So that's something to figure out. But there's 5 buttons. So I don't know if that would open, if I can open the hangar from there. I think maybe it could.
Right.
Because on top of that, there was a remote camera button that you could click, and that camera showed you the inside of the hangar.
Oh,
and
that is
cool. You could look around like a security camera inside the hangar, and you could get that from the from the co-pilot seat.
And that's a co-pilot seat. That's interesting. Because
now the pilot seat, all they can do is flight ready, engines on, off, VTOL. Those are the only options they had on their dash. And then, of course, I'm sure they can fly the ship. But that to me was interesting. There was fewer options than what the co-pilot had.
Right. So, like the co-pilot seat, that seems like an unusual. To me, that's because you can have. I was watching Avenger 1 yesterday when he was live streaming, and I think they fit like 22 Furies in there.
Right. Yeah, you can put a bunch of Furies in that.
and you probably do need someone, like if you're trying to do some crazy big operation or whatever, you need someone to do air traffic control for you. Right. But that doesn't seem like a good co-pilot thing. The co-pilot should be co-piloting the ship, or piloting the ship. But it's good. I'm glad that they have things like that, right? Yeah. Maybe they should make those available to a different thing. Oh, it sounds different. It's back.
Yeah,
it's back.
So it was definitely cool that it did that. So I did that, and then I went around and I sat in every manned turret so I could know where those things were. And so that was cool. And then and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 manned turrets on the ship. So there's the 2 on the top. There's the 2, 1 on each side, and then there is the big mamma jamma Daka gun,
the size 6
in the front, the size 6 bespoke, and they look so cool when you're sitting in that turret and you see the barrels on either side of you looking out in front. It looks so cool. It just looks so cool.
Yeah, and that one, there is other size 6 guns that you can buy in game, I guess.
Yes,
I see Deadbolt.
This is the first ship that you can actually use those size, because we've been able to buy size 6 guns for ages, and then there was no ship to put them on. So
if you're going out long term, slap some attrition 6s on there. There's an M8As.
8?
M8s.
Yeah, M8s. I was like, OMSKI are the ones that are higher than that. It would be like an OMSKI 11 or something, right?
But the attritions are pretty slow, but like all of those are, like the fastest size 6 is the Dragars, the ballistic Gatlings.
Right, but like probably the thing that you're shooting at with said size 6 is not something that's going to be getting out of the way. Right. It's not.
That's for shooting the big ships.
This thing is absolutely peppered with these little PDC guns, which is so cool.
Yeah,
there's so many of them. They're all over.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 point defense cannons.
Yeah. which is cool.
Well, no matter what, it is not calculating anything for me. I'm gonna close it and open it again.
Close and open. Oh, the star map.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get into my I didn't care about going to the expo halls, and so I just picked a place that I knew there weren't going to be a million people, so that I could just get right into my thing. And
wow, I can make the jump in my Hornet.
You can?
Yep.
Oh, good. I gotta say, these size 3s on this turret look stubby. They need to be bigger. This needs size 4s to feel right. I just don't. It just looks silly on a ship this big to have size 4s. I mean, it's 4 size 3s, so it's a big thing. But I would expect this to be like a hammerhead turret. If you're really gonna want to dissuade fighters, and that's what these little batteries are for, is to supposedly swat fighters that are trying to come and kill you.
Yeah.
I would expect you to.
If they significantly improve the weapons on big ships like this to where they can actually hit said fighters.
Well, they did say that they wanted multi-crew ships to be extremely dangerous to fighters. They just said that yesterday.
Yep.
They said it wasn't going to be something they were going to be able to get to right away, but it was something they wanted to have happen, and so I'm excited for that.
Avenger 1 put out a really interesting video yesterday. He had some funny typos in it, but aside from that, because he always talks about the geometry problem, which is basically, if you're small enough and at a distance far enough, then you shoot something at that ship and it can move out of the way. But if you're big enough, you can't move out of the way, and you're always going to get hit. And his take on it, which this is a math problem, right? So you can only math it so many different ways. And he thinks they should just make it so that those big turrets on the larger ships, because they have more power, or whatever, make up whatever sci-fi thing you want, that they should be able to just shoot that projectile faster. Because then you only have so many things you can adjust, right? And velocity is one of those things that you can adjust. And so,
one of the things that they had said, similar to that, was that one way to handle this problem is with spread, so that fighters would have spread such that they're really only effective at a shorter range, because after you get beyond a certain range, the spread makes their stuff just scatter and become more ineffective. And so they were thinking that they could do that, and then on a larger vessel, because it's more stable,
that they have range,
they would have less spread, so they would be more accurate in what they shot. There still is the geometry problem of the small ship can move at range, but they're going to have to get closer if their shots can't effectively reach the target, because their spread's too bad, right? If they can't hit the broadside of a barn at max range, they're going to have to move closer, and then once they move closer, they're going to be within range to get peppered by the big boy.
Yeah, and of course, then the other thing is, if you come in with your little size 2 or size 3 pea shooters, how effective is that going to be on shields that are size X and higher, that kind of stuff? There's other tuning that you could do that says, because I think they're probably going to do a combination of these things, right?
Right, and there's precedent for it from the Wing Commander games, right? In the original Wing Commander games, you could not affect capital shields with the fighters. Basically, to blow up the capitals, you had to blow off their turrets so that they couldn't stop the torpedoes, and then the torpedo runners would come in and blow up the ship with the torpedo.
Right.
Because the torpedo would go through the shields and blow them up.
It's kind of like, if you're a medium ship, you could be effective at getting after the ships that are a size smaller than you, and the ships that are a size larger than you. But ships 2 size larger than you or 2 size smaller than you, not so much, right? Because that's the other, I don't know, but there's a lot of different ways to math this out, and they just have to tweak the numbers until it's kind of more of a fair fight. Although I do hope that there's some way to just to a certain extent, be able to zerg a ship, right? So
Right.
if I get, but again, like if I'm gonna have, a whole org, 20 people, I'll get in, in ships and go after some, another org or just, do some war games or something like that, right? You have the appropriate mix of ships in your fleet, and then you should be able to tackle big and small, and
Right.
like.
So part of the problem that they're going to have to deal with, which I think is going to make people cranky whenever they do get around with dealing with it, is they're going to have to figure out how they want to normalize their guns. Because right now you've got big ships with little bitty guns, and you have little ships with great big guns, right? Like
Yeah.
you've got some fighters with size 5 guns on them. And so if you want to say something like you got to have a size 5 gun if you even, or a size 4 gun if you even want to have a chance at damaging capital shields or capital armor, it's like, well, unfortunately, most of the main ships out there, I'm looking at you, Hornets, the new Hornet, and the it's got 2 size 4 guns, stock on the sides of it, and the like when you start putting big guns on fighters, how are you going to make it so that those big guns can't touch capitals or can't touch larger ships when you're giving them the big guns, right? So they're going to have to downsize guns for some of the fighters to be 1, 2, 3 is the max, so that they can have it basically be 4 and up is what you're going to need if you're going to want to impact, the Hammerhead's armor. You're not going to be able to penetrate the Hammerhead's armor if you're less than size 3. Well, if all of the main fighters people are flying have size 4 and 5 guns,
Right.
what are you going to do, right?
Hey, Dyer.
Hey, what's up, Chad? Hey, what's up?
Oh, I'm just I'm slowly getting over to Orison here so I can pop on Mr. Cosplay's Polaris. Have you guys met? Have you guys met before?
No.
I'm not sure. So Mr. Cosplay guy is in my area of the woods, and he hosted a Bar Citizen a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
So, and he's a fellow Polaris owner, Dyer, member of our org, and also the Snowbirds, and also a Polaris owner.
Yes, I was gonna let you know that I'll be jumping on in an hour if you want to get on Polaris, but you're already ahead of me.
Yeah. But yeah,
Okay. All right, cool.
when you get on the PTU, just let us know, and we'll friend you and stuff, so we can all get on the same server.
All right, sweet. Yeah. But I've heard from Shadow. Do not recopy your PTU. There's a glitch on it, so it'll not let you. It'll block you from getting into the PTU. So do not recopy your PTU folder.
Got it.
Quantum drive is now up.
Oh, you mean the local folder, your user folder?
Well, where you go into the website and go to your PTU.
Okay, on the
do
back
not,
end.
do not erase and recopy.
Okay.
I actually did a recopy last night when the first thing went on, and I'm working today, so I don't know if I got in before the glitch, but
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I did too. So.
Yeah, two of the members of Snowbirds did that, I believe, yesterday. I'm not sure what time, but they're not able to go into the Evo or the PTU.
So here's something that I have learned. If you don't wait for the email to come from them and you log in prior to that email showing up, that can brick you. And a lot of people hit the button and then immediately try to go in, and that can mess them up.
Yeah, and it's taking a very, very long time for it to copy because
it is.
Everyone is doing
everybody and their great grandmama is doing it.
Someone's got to go in there and set all the timeouts to 15 minutes. Because I think that's what's happening is just timing out, and then it's incomplete data, and then it's toast.
Right.
Oh, and another thing on the Polaris is when you're on the captain's chair and you're adjusting power settings on your console, there's a thing that it powers the whole ship down. So if you're in the atmosphere, be careful.
Nice.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going, Chief Lee?
I'm okay. I was just watching your stream there just now. I thought I'd just pop in.
Pretty crazy. I have not been to Orison since they changed all the lighting. Like made all the lights
Brighter?
Yeah, brighter and bigger. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
right,
that's
give me
why I switched from Area 18 to Microtech because of the hangar lights.
I prefer the AeroView hangars as well to the Southland. I feel like you have way more space on the sides to park vehicles and things instead of the Southlands. The Southlands have lots of little garage things, but the AeroViews just have huge sections with open space that you can just park your stuff over there.
Huge tracts of land.
Right?
You can put the Nova tank right there in the corners on all the corners.
Somewhere
I just want my Revel in York back.
there's a opening for me there, maybe? Where the heck? There we go.
I saw Astro Pub last night. He was experimenting on what will fit in the hangar. He was able to put 2 Scorpiuses in there and close the hangar door.
Oh, nice. Oh, no! Oh my god. My ship just took off like a bat out of hell and I blew up. I'm gonna have to do the whole thing all over. I have no idea what just happened. Nor do I understand how it could possibly happen when my gear is down. That was really weird. It's like it put my gear down, and then it took it off again. Good lord.
How are you guys finding the Polaris?
Well, I was waiting for him to show up so he could look at mine. And then
yeah, I'll get there.
Star Citizen.
Get there eventually.
Yeah, I believe Chad's gonna meet Cosplay at Orison to fly the Polaris, and then I'll be jumping on like in an hour if you wanna get on the Polaris as well. So.
Oh, it's like a slideshow. It's so bad.
Hey, Cosplay, so have you taken the Polaris out flying for a bit, or you're just getting on now?
I have not flown it in the PU. I've flown it around in Arena Commander.
Oh, okay.
But in the PU, I mainly just had it in my hangar so that I could walk around it and, check out all the different bits and bobs and, inspect it thoroughly without having to worry about people coming around and giving me grief. I know there's a crew of people that are enjoying flying around and blowing up people in their Polarises because they want to blow up people in their Polarises.
What a bunch of pigs, just throwing all their stuff on the ground here.
It takes 3 size 10 hits to take down a Polaris, so.
I want to get a fully crewed one and do Pirate Swarm and see how it does.
Is that in the
It's in Arena Commander. You can do it.
That single player or multiplayer?
Multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And since multi-crew works, people can choose to be on your ship, and then you can actually fully crew the Polaris.
You don't necessarily have to call one up. You can just look to see if there's one in there already and join it. Not all of the... I don't think all of the turrets work, though.
They do.
See, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I've just spent 10 hours on Polaris.
So what do you think about it?
Well, if you want to know the truth, I actually like the inside. It's not as, what's the word? Military as all the other ships. It's more homely. But the outside, I think it's a little bit too fussy. I think it should be just a little bit more plainer. The points of defense on there, I think they're okay actually, but on the Phoenix, I think it's too big and too ugly.
I don't like where they placed it on the Phoenix.
And that's what I mean. It's too big and too ugly.
Well, it's not just that. I think it's just like its position is not as effective as it could be.
Well,
it's like position. Its field of fire is restricted because it's between the nacelles, and so it actually can't see well because the nacelles are there. If they would have brought it forward on the ship more, kind of centrally located instead of between the nacelles and the back, then I think it would have had more field of view and been more effective as a counter missile.
When I was looking at Foxy Loxy's testing of it too, like every missile hit right where you're saying you want to put it. Like it hit, more dead center in the ship. I suppose it also depends on what kind of missile, though, right? So, maybe if it's an infrared missile,
go for center mass on ships, and so it'll always go for there.
Right, but if they change it someday,
when you like target a hammerhead, it always targets the center of it. Unless you're using lag pips, you can actually place where you want the bullets to go with a lag pip. With a lead pip, you're always going to be aiming at the middle of the thing.
I have no idea where I'm going.
Hey, Cosplay, well, they stated on another stream, but did you notice that inside the Polaris, there's not a lot of clutter? It's pretty much plain, and they said the RSI or Cloud Emporium, they said they did it on purpose where you could decorate your own stuff with objects later in.
Yeah, I want to hear more of that. That's player agency stuff. That makes us care about our ship more.
Right.
I look forward to hearing people's stories about how their water bottles with their Polaris.
That's the thing.
That used to be a thing forever. You would leave stuff laying around in your ship and would chitter around and cause damage to it eventually.
Oh, yeah, the Redeemer. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I've been to me a couple of times. Like the freaking container blew up my Redeemer. Right.
Oh, it's such a slideshow right now. Hey, Dyer, I can barely hear you. Something happened with your. I can hear you, but not. I just get you sound very, very far away.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, what's your thoughts on the pricing? On the price on the Metafin when it comes out in a couple of days? I mean, a couple weeks.
Which ship?
The Metafin, the Terramin.
Oh, the Terrapin. Did they announce? Is there a price announced yet?
Oh, no.
No.
If it's going to be less of the Terrapin that's on price that they have now, or it's going to be more. I think it's going to be less.
It better be less.
No shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be more, well, you know, what the hell do I need that for? When I could just get a, like, unless it does something else eventually, I don't need it.
My guess is the medical Terrapin is going to have a tier 2 med bed.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like, they have to have a tier 2. Have to.
Because there has to be a reason why you would get that over. And if
Wow.
If it's, the reason for that would be like, it also has to compete because it's more expensive, or I expect it to be more expensive than the cutting bed. And so it's going to need to have more utility than the cutting bed. So my guess is it's going to be a tier 2 med bed. It's going to be like kind of like a mini Apollo.
Right.
It's just my guess. I could be 100% wrong.
I'm going to drop off the chat here and rejoin because my audio just like did something really weird. Be right back.
I think that the Terrapin Medical will be pretty cool actually. Reason being, it's got heavy shield, that's 2 size 2 shield, heavy armor. You know what I mean? So I think it's a lot more better, well 4 times better than the Pisces Medical when you actually look at the stats.
I think if you need a medical vessel that is going to be able to go into an area that potentially has danger, so you need something more durable, like you need like an airlift kind of situation, then the medical Terrapin will be a really good vessel for that, for the reasons that you just said. If you're just going to go get somebody that's downed and otherwise they're in a secure location or it's safe or there's nothing for you to worry about, then I think the Pisces is just fine.
Well, the Terrapin has got good stealth capabilities. I mean, really good stealth capabilities. It's actually better than the Pisces.
Oh yeah.
I still don't think it's worth the price in the pledge store. So, in game maybe, but not pledge for me.
The Empire's leader in cutting-edge technology, where creative innovation.
Well, me personally, I invest in cap ships, not small ships. So I do things the other way around. I've actually been doing some tests today, actually, with the Polaris with the F8 Lightning on it.
Oh, just one of F8 fits in there, right? Though.
Yeah.
The Terrapin has significantly higher emissions than the Pisces does. Significantly.
Well, maybe not the medical one.
Not when you switch everything off. When you switch everything up, everything then becomes stealth. And then we got the what's the word they call again?
Remember.
It's a bit slow today, actually.
Keep a careful watch on all personal items.
Absorptions. About 50% absorptions and most of its stuff. When the Pisces hasn't.
From all of us at Microtech, welcome to the new Babbage Interstellar Spaceport.
I heard the new Starlancer Max it flies pretty damn good. It has good handling and good speed.
Yeah, that'll change. It's a new ship. It's a new ship. They'll zoink it. I'm sure, because that's just how they do. But I really
have nice things. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's the usual. The marketing guys, I'm sure, are just like zhuzh up the speed a little bit. Just it's all gonna get rebalanced at later anyways. But the storage is pretty nice. Foxy Loxy did a video today that I was watching, and you fit 2 SCU or 2 32s on each side in the main cargo, and then in the back cargo hold you can also fit 2 more 32s, and then a single row on top of both of those.
Nice.
And then there's still like plenty of room for ground vehicles, or even, you know, a couple of smaller snub ships.
Goodbye.
Oh, you
In
can
there.
actually put a frame in there?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure like Fury and like the Peregrines and stuff like that will fit in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I first saw the Star Lancer Max, it looked like the back of the ramp of the cargo. It looked like really low. I'm like, I don't know, you can put a vehicle in. It's pretty damn low to me.
Aki JR, yes, the Polaris is live on the PTU, not on the PU.
PU.
Correct.
Right, so it's 3.24.3 on the PTU. And if you know someone with it, then you can get on that way. And if you don't, you know, just hop on to like the free fly in Arena Commander, and you probably find someone flying one.
Yeah. Oh, and make sure they don't do the whole recopy thing.
It's gonna. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it one way or the other. Right? It is what it is. Because, you know, if they haven't done the PTU, you have to do it once.
Right.
No matter what, you have to do it. I mean, you can't log in at all.
Right. If you don't have a PTU account, you cannot log in without a PTU account.
Yep. So you got to copy it over first. Anyways.
So back to the Pisces Rescue versus the Terrapin thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, the Urkel may be wrong, but according to Urkel, the Pisces beats the Terrapin in emissions if you put stealth component, every stealth component on both of them, full stealth components.
Mm-hmm.
You know, apples to apples, the Pisces beats it out in terms of its emissions by about half in some cases, and only about a K in other cases. If you turn everything off, all things considered, the Pisces has a smaller cross section than the Terrapin has. So it has, again, a lower stealth profile than the Terrapin has. So if you were just looking for you know, on the merits of stealth, a Pisces Rescue is a more stealthy vehicle than the existing Terrapin. I don't know about the medical Terrapin because we don't have it yet, but the existing Terrapin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simply a smaller vehicle, and so it's going to have less emissions.
Right.
But the Terrapin does have, you know, the benefits of, like we said, it has more armor, it has more, you know, bigger shields. I mean, it's a more durable vehicle, and so
but
if you need to be able to go pick up somebody, you know, and there's a place where there's going to be like bad guys or other shit to deal with, that vehicle will be more durable for that purpose than the Pisces will. The Pisces is made of paper.
Yeah.
But you know, you also have the red, right? So
The Cuddy Red, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Cuddy Red. That thing's gorgeous. You can put a small vehicle in the back, and it's got 2 beds, and when they work, it's great.
Eki's like, hey, it seems like the Polaris rework made the hangar have less height. They're remembering concept art that showed 2 floors. Well, there is a balcony and staircase on the main entrance in the hangar, right? Or no, that's the
for which ship?
For the Polaris. The balcony or the staircase is in the cargo bay. I think the hangar is just flat, 1 story. Yeah.
Yes, the cargo bay has a staircase that leads you up to where the torpedoes are.
Yeah.
And then I guess if you had a stack of torpedoes in your cargo bay, you could bring them up there and load more into the revolvers.
Yeah. But I mean, those
things are spendy, though.
It looks to me like the hangar is big enough to fit, you know, most ships that would fit in there, height-wise.
You can fit some pretty good-sized ships in there, though. I want to say somebody tried to fit the Vulture in there, and it didn't quite fit the Vulture. The top of the Vulture, there's like a little radar dish ring thing on top,
right?
And the hangar door clips that.
Oh, that sucks.
So you can't put a Vulture in the back of the.
But that's a pretty tall ship. Like, you know, most of the fighters, when someone was saying, was it Dyer that they you can fit 2 Scorpius in there?
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder if you can fit. Oh no, you were gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, the Arrow is tall when you land it with its when its wings up. Fold up. I wonder if they fit in there, or if.
I think so. They were landing them in there with the Venture 1's video.
Yeah, that would be really weird to not be able to fit the Arrow.
Right.
Yeah, I thought I heard I got confirmation that the Vulture was able to fit in there, but
I saw a video, a picture of somebody that said that they tried to make it fit and it didn't work well. But I mean, maybe it does. Maybe it just needs the right kind of jiggering or something. But they were saying well, I guess I could leave it in there with the gear down or gear up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But then you're running the risk of the thing jittering around in the back of your ship while you're flying, and the damage that you cause to blow up your Polaris.
Rule number 1: never trust physics. Starsons.
Correct. It will not be your friend. I wonder if you could fit the Cartual in there, because that one's a weirdly tall ship in the back because of the way it sits.
Yeah, or even the Talon and the Strike, because they have that diagonal thing and their tails stick way up.
Yeah, I bet the Talon would, I bet it would fit, but I bet it would take up like the whole hangar, even though that thing is considered a small ship.
Actually, Astropub tried to put the Talon in there. It fits, but you can't close the cargo
Yeah, well then it doesn't fit, because I guarantee you, as soon as you go to QT, it'll auto close the lid.
Yep, and then you're toast.
Oh yeah. I haven't heard anything, but are you able to, when you have your, let's say, Scorpius or Fury on the cargo, has anybody confirmed that you're able to fix or rearm on there, or no?
On the pad?
Yeah.
In the
in the hangar? I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Was it supposed to be able to?
I thought I heard through CIG that you're able to, but maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I've not tried it, but I don't remember if that was something that was supposed to be a capability of this ship or not. I mean, I guess that's a good question. Like, and
that would be
it's
cool.
a good question for the Idris. Like, are those supposed to be able to repair and rearm ships that have landed in its?
Right. Well, like the new Drake ones, the Ironclad. One of those has like a vehicle repair area in it.
Yes, that one is supposed to be able to pull like the tactical one. You're supposed to be able to pull like a truck or whatever into that space,
it's
and then
ground vehicles mostly, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's like a Platinum Bay kind of a deal. But I mean, that would be interesting. Like, if you could fit a Fury on there and do the same thing, that would be cool. But
yeah. How close are you?
46 gigamics.
Oh wow, still?
Well, I had to go through the slideshow, and I had to wait for the elevator.
Right.
Okay, it took me a while just to wade through all of the hospital gowns and the hospital. That's probably why the servers are going so slow. Is all the dang hospital crowds on the ground.
Yeah, that's probably a good amount of that.
They need some orderlies. Clean up that stuff.
On the side, well, you got the you got the two top turrets on the Polaris that are quads. What about the two side turrets that are on the side? Are those quads or doubles?
Quads.
They're all quads.
Oh, okay.
But they're smaller gun. They're size 3s. They're not size 4s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So they're like
They're like the hammerhead,
Yeah.
right?
no, the hammerheads are size 4s.
They're size 4s? Yeah, you're right.
So they're like. I don't know if they're. I don't know of any other ship that has a quad size 3. But they're similar in the size 3-ness that like the Connie and the stuff have.
So with full shields and half guns and power on the Polaris, it generates 13,869 shield per second, which is interesting. But it's a 454,000 shield HP. And I don't think the shields can be changed. Those are bespoke, right?
Correct. They're capital.
Yeah.
The thing that I find weird is that the quantum drive is a size 3 instead of a capital quantum drive.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Quantum fuel is at 50%.
Yeah, throw the TS2 in there just because it has the most hit points.
Hey, Cosplay, on the Polaris, are you able to change the turret gun set for the nose one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you might even be able to change the nose one because they call it. They're just named bespoke, but you can. I think you can change them.
Some people are saying that maybe you can only do that on Urkel, and it doesn't actually work in game.
When I was looking at the vehicle manager, I was able to select them, and it showed me the bespoke ones. I didn't own any size 6 weapons to switch it to, but I think there was a button to let me unclick it. To remove it. It wasn't locked.
Because it would be nice to be able to just, like I said, like if you're just doing a longer, and a longer mission, for the night, and you don't have to constantly go back, because it only has 600 rounds of ammo. I mean, I'm sure it shoots like slow as molasses, but it would be nice to put attritions on there or something instead. Especially now that the attritions actually work.
Right?
Because you got the Rhino repeaters, and then you got the Gallagher rings are size 6s, I think.
Yeah, there's attrition 6s, there's 86Bs, there's the Dragars, which are also ballistic cannons. They're actually not bad in terms of speed. The Dragar's 1200.
There's a tractor beam. I wonder where that is.
Oh, it's in the cargo hold.
Yeah, it's in the cargo hold.
Yeah, but I wonder where the thing to use it is.
It's in the cargo hold on the side, like near one of the ladder bays. There's a remote access remote turret screen there.
Okay, that's cool.
And then the M8As. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different options for size 6.
The AD6Bs? Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All of them.
2,100 ammos. That's not a lot of ammo for that. I would expect more, honestly.
All of them, except for the M8As, are significantly more DPS. I'm looking at the DPS, and it's like around 10,600 by default. And if I put on the attrition 6s, it goes up to 11,200. And the 86Bs are 13,300, and the Dragar is 13,300 also.
Any of the cannons are less. The laser cannons are less, though. If you go to lasers.
The laser, the attrition 6s are almost as good as the deadbolts,
Yeah.
They're kind of in between.
And they have high alpha too, honestly.
Yeah, they're not bad. And then, you know, like I don't know what the range or anything is on the bespoke ones, but there is, I am jumping Orison now. But yeah, I mean, you know, putting attritions on there instead is not a terrible trade-off at all with the bespoke guns. So
the range of the bespoke ones is 3,600 meters.
yeah, trying to look at it now.
Versus the attritions, also 3,600 meters.
Yeah,
They have worse spread though. The attritions have worse spread.
Mm-hmm.
Same for the deadbolts. They have worse spread.
Yeah, so the bespokes might still be better. Like, you know, damage that isn't applied isn't damage.
Right?
It's one of the reasons why you see so many of the PvPers, like, you know, stepping down from, you know, the highest damage weapons to ones that go a little bit faster.
Right. Yeah, because you gotta land them.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's try not to die in a hangar this time.
That would be fantastic.
Really don't understand what the hell just happened before, but I'll just take it as
Did you try to use your auto voice thing to have it land you, or did you
Nope.
land you yourself?
Nope, I was doing it all, man.
Alrighty.
My voice thing, all it does for landing is just put my gear down. But it's like my gear was down, and then it decided not to be down anymore, or something. And my ship just took off like a bat out of hell and plastered right into the, you know, the ATC window. There.
Yikes.
Okay,
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Please proceed to the landing bay. Same one as last time. May I can find the husk of my body. Hey, look, there I am.
Did you do it?
Oh yeah, there's something really, I don't know if it's the frame rate, or yeah, I could see my ship down on the ground here. It like exploded and shot out of the hangar. Go nice and slow. Yeah, I think maybe it's just because the frame rate is so low that it decided to catch up or something. I don't know.
I'm getting like 50 frames.
Oh God! No, what's going on?
Eject! Eject!
I'm sorry. Due to inactivity, we have been forced to assign
It's still not doing landing properly.
landing complete. Have a
Good
pleasant
lord.
Did you make it?
Oh yeah. I was stuck in the ground for a little bit, but fine now. Fine. We're all fine here.
All systems offline.
Glad you survived. You know, I wish that people could get in the little, like, hospital transport thingy if they were injured, and it would take them to the hospital
It does.
instead of you having to be fully incapped to be taken to the hospital.
Oh, you have to be fully incapped.
You have
Yeah.
to be fully incapped
Mm-hmm.
to be sent. You can't just be, like, tier 1 injury, limping, unable to see, blind. You have to be fully incapped and in that room before they'll let you take the free ride to the hospital. But I feel like if I have any injury at all, I should be able to go in that and it take me to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. It would be. I mean, it's not like it can't do it at all, right? Because
Right.
yeah.
Or at least a tier 1. If I have a tier
Mhm.
1, let me take the high speed. You know what I mean? As
Mhm.
opposed to making me limp through the entirety of the zone.
Slouch into my
I tried
chair.
to put my
too
brother
much.
on one of those gurneys and push him in
Mhm.
there.
Yep.
And then the gurney wouldn't go across the threshold of the door because there was like some lip or something, and so I had to. It's like, oh my gosh!
All right. Oh, look at that.
What end did you come out of? There you are.
I'm in the rear.
There she sits.
Yeah, I mean it's big.
Yeah, it is.
So like those little red things on these wingtips.
Yeah, I think all of
They're
those
just
things
lights.
rotate out when you
Mhm.
when you
you're
like
flying.
take off the landing gear. All that stuff
Mhm.
rotates out.
Yeah.
I think this fin that's sticking out here goes in. This because this is some like kind of air brake or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of little bits with red lights sticking on them. There's a PDC here. There's one of the PDCs.
So where there's a elevator access,
front of the-
like
Front of the front gear.
in front of the front gear.
Uh-huh.
Got it. Oh yeah, I see you there now.
And here's the big DACA.
Yeah.
This thing. Let's F around and find out DACA right there.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
The ramps are kind of comical.
Yeah, but
'Cause
they have to be.
You see behind you where there's like the ramp access is way out over here in the middle of the floor. This is where the ramp access is, way over here. And so you got to stand where I am to be
But-
able to press the interact to open the ramp.
Oh yeah, I saw Foxy Loxy was confused for a while about that too, but it shows you something way over here, right?
Yeah, where I'm standing is a like.
Yeah, you can see the thing, and if you hold F down, then it
If I press
doesn't.
F here, it's going to open this side ramp here. So now it's opening. But it's so huge. You're like so far from this
Mhm.
ship, and then this ramp just comes out like for days.
Yeah, this is not a quick process here.
No.
But I hear this cargo area holds like 500 something SCU.
Yeah, it's big. 576. I think. Unfortunately, anywhere that you go that you're going to want to try to get cargo, they're going to give you a docking collar, and you're not gonna you're not going to be able to get any cargo because.
Oh, yeah, look at this. So these are these little grids here too? What is
No,
this?
these are the elevators that take you upstairs to the hangar.
Oh no shit!
There's one on both sides. Yeah. So you can use this little
Oh my
button here
God.
and take you upstairs.
I have like 2 frames per second right
Oh my gosh.
now. Ava, display info 3. Ava, display info 3. Five. I'm at 5 frames per second.
I think you need more frames, man. We can go up this elevator if you want, or if you want to go in the front, we can.
Yeah, wherever you want to go.
Oh, we can go.
I'll follow you as long as you don't go too fast because I can't see where you're going.
All right, I'm gonna go up these steps so that you can see the big the big torpedo cylinders.
Oh my God. It's insane. 1 frame per second.
Look at these things; they're freaking huge.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah, the lag on here is just amazing.
And then if we go in the front, then you can see all the way to the front is the gunner's position for the gin gun.
Yep, and these are boats.
This one over here is an engineering terminal on the left, and on the right is the torpedo launching terminal.
Nice.
So this is where when the captain says fire number 1, then the guy down here goes click.
Very cool. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice.
And this is the elevator that takes you up. I find it's also the one that goes down to the main floor. I find this elevator right now, anyway, the way as laggy as the thing is, to not be super well functioning. So I just avoid that elevator at the present. But we'll go back into the cargo bay and go down and go to the. You can see engineering in the back of the ship. Oh, there's the tractor beam thing. Look at that.
I can't even navigate the stairs. It's so bad. It's like 2 seconds lag.
I wonder where is the tractor beam controller thingy? Where does one remote turret this tractor beam?
Oh, there's like this is a elevator to go up and down. Interesting. So essentially, this is like set up to be able to receive physical torpedoes and reload. That's kind of what I feel like.
Yep, I agree. Although I don't know how you go about putting said gigantic physical torpedoes into this thing. And there's no controls here to like rotate the cylinder. So I don't know what their expectations are for you to be able to actually load the torpedoes into this thing. Because like I feel like there's some bits and bobs that we need missing to make that work. You know, we need something to be able to turn these cylinders so that we can like stick a new one on the top. And of course, this is all going to be done with tractor beams and whatnot, as you'd expect. And I feel like the tractor beam being way over here is going to be interesting for loading or unloading it, just because of its position way back here where you're wanting to load. You're not going to have good view of the torpedo bay area up there to load it, so I think you're going to want to hand load those torpedoes with the tractor beams. But again, there's no way to rotate the thingies. Oh, this is the tractor beam control system right there. Okay, I found it. Nice. All right, so we can go back through here if you want to see engineering. This is cool. This is where you have the... This is where you have like the big engine with the water underneath, which is really cool.
God, this is just the worst FPS ever. Yeah. And there's like a whole walkway around this whole area.
Yeah. And I'm sure nothing good would happen if you fell into this.
Yeah, I saw people like taking a dunk earlier.
But I'm sure there's no way out, I guess is my point.
Uh-huh.
There are lots of engineering consoles up here. I don't know why you would need 6 engineering consoles, but there are 6. It seems excessive, but there are 6. And then there's a door in the way back, and then you can take an elevator in the way back to go up or down into the next level of engineering back here.
Right.
Open door, please.
Wonder if it's possible to just trying anything to try and get like a couple of extra frames per second here. This is really insane. I don't think it's my computer at all.
But I don't know. I'm getting 50 FPS where I'm standing right now, so I don't know what to say about frame rate. But then again, I also have a monster rig, so my machine like just brute forces Star Citizen. 14900K with 64 gigabytes of RAM at 3600 megahertz and 4090 graphics card. That's gonna probably do okay.
Well,
but I'm waiting in the elevator back here for you if you want to take this elevator up.
Oh, in the way back?
In the way back elevator.
Okay. Because when you move, you just disappear on me.
Yeah, when you move, you teleport as well for me. So it's kind of the same situation.
There we go.
Press the call button over there. I can press the open button, maybe one of the two. We'll get it open there. She's open. All right, and we'll go to engineering. We're in the cargo bay at the moment, so we'll go up one level. Engineering.
Right.
Okay. So there's more engineering here. That you can see another panel, which I think is funny because there's now a total of 7 panels that you can access. I don't know why
Jesus,
you would need.
I can't even get out fast enough. Hold on.
Yeah. Just press the button again. Get out! Get out! Hurry! Get out!
Oh my God.
Did you get out?
I'm out.
Okay.
Barely.
So yeah, this is just, you can kind of see space, and then there's the engineering terminal in the middle. Otherwise, there's these stairs that you can go up. And you can go around behind in the red zone. And in the red zone, you can see like there's the gravity core and the jump drive and stuff is in the red zone back there, where it's all red looking. And then there's more stairs to take us up to the next level. So this level up here is the hangar level. When you go up the second set of the stairs, that's the hangar level. And so the hangar lives in the center. And the rest of the ship surrounds the hangar. So on one side of the hangar, which I think is the port side of the ship, is the med bay, and the starboard side of the ship is the brig, and then forward on the ship is the mess. On the starboard side, port side, no, on the port side is the mess. On the starboard side is the crew quarters, and then in the front of the ship is the bridge.
I like the little raised walkways around the edges. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
What are these things over here? Oh, the elevators. Those are the elevators from the cargo bay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah, which is kind of cool because then that means you can bring in this area back here. You can bring in a ship that maybe has some cargo in it, and you can send it down to the cargo area.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, you can take cargo out of the cargo area and fly it off from the ship if you want.
Yeah, I mean, so it looks like maybe it could handle a 16, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe not bigger than that.
No, definitely not bigger than that. Certainly an 8. Maybe not a 16 because of the angle here that it goes down. It might clip the ceiling, but it does have a caution thing here. So, I mean, I don't know, we could call it up and see how big it looks.
It does, yeah, right. So it's not straight up and down.
Right. Did you call it up?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can't even see a button at this point.
It's on this wall over here. Alright, I'll call it up and see what it looks like. But I have a feeling that it's an 8.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the loading zone it's an 8.
Yep, that's an 8.
Because anything in front of it would get clipped. So you can send an 8 up and down on this.
Still, that's not bad.
No.
Right, like you could put a. Is there a grid up here at all, or is it all just?
Up here is hangar, so I don't think there's any grid up here.
There's no grid up here.
I don't know. I've not tried, but I. It says storage area here, so maybe over here is grid. I don't know. Loading bay 1, loading bay 2, storage area.
Like a 2SU kind of a thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, they got these two squares here that are different than the other.
Yeah.
It says loading bay 1, loading bay 2, storage area.
Yeah, and I'm not certain about what that means.
Oh, you know what I could do? Of course, it's real bad. If that's a grid, my helmet should snap to it.
But I don't know why it would be just like a tiny little. Yes, is that could be.
Something terrible has happened. There's bright lights everywhere.
Uh-oh.
Wow, what's going on here? All right, I'm gonna try and just put that back on. Yeah, there's some graphical glitches happening.
All right.
But yeah, so that's really interesting that they have those marked out, and because that's the only corner that it has, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that they have marked these kind of corner edges. My guess is to kind of indicate if you don't fit inside of this demarked, like slashy line zone with your ship, you're gonna hit something on the way out. Like that demarks kind of the periphery of the hangar doors, maybe. When it opens up.
Because it has softer corners there.
This lever here on the wall is the hangar doors lever. So I just opened it. In the ceiling here, directly above me, is the camera that you can control from the co-pilot seat.
Oh yeah.
You can actually see the little camera knobby up there.
Cool.
So yeah, this is when the doors open. Pretty big opening.
Yeah.
And it has the like air shield looking graphics on the edge of it, so it looks like
yeah, it's holding atmosphere. That's one thing they're gonna. I really wonder how they're gonna pull that off with life support and stuff.
Right.
Once again, because they didn't design everything. All the ships aren't designed for life support. Most of them.
Right. Well, this one has a lot of bulkheads in it, so.
So yeah, so maybe some of the newer ones do, but certainly none of the like life support. Yeah, right. I mean, like there's nowhere to open. That is,
So here's the brig over here.
I can't. Okay, there we go.
And we got prisoners. Put prisoners in here.
The Sergeant-at-Arms station or something?
Yeah. Ooh, I want to check something. Go in there. Go in the cell 2.
Okay, I'm in cell 2. I'm gonna
Oh, I
sit
can
down.
see you in there.
So they have cameras on the.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
The guy can actually you can actually see. Here, I'll go in there and you go look at the windows or the doors or whatever.
I was waving at you.
Oh, I was over here. So go look and you can see me in there.
Wow, that's amazing.
It works, and I can move around and you can see me in there.
But you could just open the door and walk out from there, right?
There are no doors in here.
There are no doors?
Oh, wait. I think if you close it, it does say F open.
I'm gonna close it. Can you get back out?
No.
Now, there's this other panel over here. Auxiliary emergency. So if someone puts you in there, you're like in there.
I am in here. There's no.
That's fascinating. Here, I'll open it for you.
Open storage.
Yeah, when the door moves, I saw that too. There was some kind of storage.
Oh my gosh! This is how you can give me food. You put like a cruise drink in there, and then on the other side, you open it, and I can get my cruise drink.
No shit.
Yeah.
That is okay. All right.
That's awesome. That way I don't die in there.
That's hilarious.
That's something else. Okay.
What do you like to do at Star Citizen? I like to role play a prisoner. Get my 3 squares a day. Do push-ups.
That's right. Okay, what else? What else we need to see here? There's nothing. We'll go through the center of the hangar again because we'll go to the med bay on the other side. There's not really anything to see in the hallways. You don't. Yeah. Okay, so over here is the med bay. This is a nice med bay. There are 4 tier 2 beds in here.
Oh. So just fill that hangar up with Furies and rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
So 2 on each side.
Where'd you go? I don't see you.
I'm in one of the areas. Now, does this one have cameras?
No, this one has.
They're just swirly squints. Something
That's Windows starting. That's what those are.
It's Robert's OS.
Right. And so if we go down the hallway here towards the front of the ship,
Mm-hmm.
we'll pass the emergency escape pods. And then you'll see this is where one of the side turrets are. And there's another side turret in exactly the same position on the other side of the ship.
On the other side, yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the little side turret tabbies in here. I don't know why it's all red and ominous, but there it is.
Because it's dangerous.
It is dangerous. These stairs down there lead to the docking port rooms.
Right.
So you go down here and it's a environmental controlled docking port. So there's the docking port is on the side.
It's cool.
When they come in, they see RSI on the wall there, because in case they didn't know who made this ship. Okay, and then this is the a ladder that goes downstairs. So if you don't want to take the elevator, you can take this ladder down. But a caution, it's a very sticky ladder. So once you get down, you kind of have to like jump away from the ladder to get off of it. 'Cause otherwise, it'll just keep you sucked to the ladder forever. So this doorway here is the mess. You can watch YouTube or whatever on this little TV that's down here.
Yeah, that's right.
Big food table.
Yeah, and like a little lounge area over there.
This is where they serve the Soylent Green. Okay. And then on the other side of this hallway here is the crew quarters. And so this is just a long hallway of like crew quarters on both sides.
Right. I thought, was it, yeah.
And I did come back into one of these and discover that the mirror did work when I went back in there.
Yeah, but
so this,
like you're missing your helmet stuff.
But here's the funny thing. You're missing your helmet, but if you hit I while you're in front of the mirror, you can see yourself in the mirror with your helmet in I mode, but not in normal mode. Which is crazy. But yeah, so you'll see yourself, and when I see you in third person, I see you, and I see you with your helmet on in third person, but in first person, I don't see your helmet.
Yeah, I could see that.
Interesting, eh?
Yeah. But I mean, essentially, I think what they have is
you can see both.
it's just like a camera. It's the same. They're using the same tech, I think.
Yeah. But like, you have a helmet for me, and I don't have a helmet. But I bet I don't have. I have a helmet for you, and you don't have a helmet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. I'm guessing that it has something to do with their first person rendering. But anyway, there's this whole hallway is that that door at the end of the hallway just leads out to the hallway that goes around the hangar.
Rez says last night someone stole my Polaris.
Oh my gosh!
We on Adventure 1, they were they got into the the PTU, and they took the Polaris out, and immediately like they just started messing with people,
right?
And they quote unquote captured a Zeus, and then like he had, I don't know, 10, 15 people with him or whatever, right? And they were all like going over to the Zeus and ready to board it, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden his Polaris started moving because the guy jumped out of his Zeus immediately and snuck on board.
Oh, and then stole it. That's great. So this is the captain's quarters, but it's currently locked.
Yeah.
For this patch, they said that it's not quite done, so they just closed it. And then there's the main elevator, and then we got back here. Oh wait, up here. That was right. Okay, across from the elevator. This is the big armory area, which is kind of cool. It's
like
got
the suit
a ton
lockers
of gun
and
spaces. And
oh wow!
It's got some giant gun spaces for heavy weapons, and then I guess it's got a seat so you can put your shoes on, because sometimes you got to sit down and put your shoes on.
Put your boots on. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they got all these suit lockers. That's pretty cool. All right.
Yeah, that's a lot of. It's a lot of stuff.
All right. So as we continue forward, these are all of the escape pods.
Yeah, all of a sudden now I'm getting like 24 frames per second.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and now we've made it to the bridge. So we've got this, which is a non-functional. I'm hoping eventually it's going to be functional, but it's a non-functional like Naviglobe thing. I'm hoping at some point we'll get our Naviglobe.
Yeah.
And then this is the main cockpit, the main bridge. So as I was saying, the one on the right side here in the back, that one is the remote turret on the belly on the back, and that's the 4 pew-pews. And then this one on the left side is the missile turret on the top and the back. This is the captain's chair in the middle, which doesn't seem to do anything. The co-pilot seat, which has all of the extra stuff. So if you look at the co-pilot seat, you'll notice on the right side of the panel, there's like a Simon game looking thing. And that's the thing that has all of the open doors stuff, which I'm not sure what it opens. And then there is the button next to that for the remote view camera into the hangar, but I don't know what those open buttons do. Those open door buttons. I don't know if they open doors in the hangar or what they open. But there's 5 buttons for opening doors. I'm gonna run back into the hangar and maybe press some buttons, and you tell me what those buttons do. I'm gonna.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find the power.
It doesn't have a power button. It just has like
just flight ready.
Flight ready is the only thing that I found. Yeah. Me in.
Welcome to Roberts Space Industries.
Me in.
Enjoy the world.
There we go. All right, I'm gonna go into this hangar door. All right, I'm in the hangar.
Okay.
Press the middle button. I want to see if that. Oh, the top closed. Was that the middle button?
Nope. I didn't press anything. I just turned the ship on.
Oh, okay. That closed the lid then.
We must. All right. So I've got enable VTOL opened. I'm looking for where these buttons are.
They're on the right side in the Simon. You know, the Simon game looking thing.
Yeah, I have an open door, open door, open door, open door. It looks like.
So I think they're maybe related to the hangar. So like if you press the middle one, it should maybe open the top hangar door.
Okay, press the middle one. I think.
And the top hangar door is opening.
Okay.
Hot.
And then interactive remote camera. I want to look at that camera and see. Oh yeah, look at that. So I can see. Like it. Does this have? All right. I wanted to see if it had like more than one camera to look at in the ship, because it would be nice to be able to see the cargo area too.
Yeah, I didn't see a camera in the cargo area, but that would be
doesn't
cool.
Just does that. No. Oh,
okay, what about the other open buttons?
Hold on a second, I just accidentally got out of the seat.
Oops. I'm right now predicting that the other open buttons open the hangar doors around the hangar for whatever reason. Yeah. You can open the front, back, left, and right hangar doors.
I'll try. I'll do the left-hand one. As soon as I... Okay, I'm doing left.
Oh. It opened like a little blast door thingy went up on the left side of the hangar. It was like a little blast door dealio. If you go into the camera, you can see it over here.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. Switch my view back again. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
okay.
This thing went up. So there's 4 of those. There's one on each side. So
I'll do the rest of them real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. That one. That one.
Oh,
I don't know if I hit the middle one or if I hit the right one.
The middle one opens the top, so you did that
right,
already.
but it's very hard to choose between the middle one and the far right one.
All right, they're all up.
Yeah, and it lights up green. There's like a little green thing on them. All right, so I'm gonna close the front one.
That went down.
Okay. I don't know. So it without being able to look in that camera, you can't really tell from here what should be up or down. But it is nice that the camera is essentially it's a turret, right? So I could just hit.
Right.
I could just go into my joystick and do.
So I'm trying to figure
turret.
out why wouldn't I want this? what purpose does this serve?
The blast.
These little door thingies, they go up.
Mm-hmm.
What does it do? Like, why? Like, they literally, for whatever reason, like, they had to have a tech artist and an animator, like, rig that into a skeleton and then make an animation and then do some, like, get a gameplay engineer or designer to hook up those buttons to these things. But for what? Like, what was their thought process? Like, what is this? What gameplay does this add? What does it give me? What do I get for this? Is this like I can stand behind this thing now and it's a defensible position in case somebody like landed in the top of my thing while it was open and I can defend myself from it? Or I open them up and I stand behind them the other way and I can be like defend myself from people in the hallways? Or
okay. I mean,
what does it do?
Yeah, I mean,
or why?
It could be useful as cover.
Yeah, I mean that's what its immediate thought was, maybe cover, but I don't know why else. I mean, the hangar door is large enough that I could drive a PTV down this hallway. And so if that little thing is up, then that prevents the PTV from escaping.
I want to just look at those. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't feel like they're. If I just crouch down, if I crouch down behind this, I'm completely covered. Like I couldn't shoot around it unless I'm standing up.
Right. I guess I could get here on the side of it. I could shoot over the top of it. I don't know. Like, why for? I'm gonna lay in a bed because my guy needs a drink badly. But
Wow, well.
Interesting, for sure.
It is pretty crazy. But it'll be fun to take it out when it gets real and just like, I don't know. I mean, like, just trying to figure out, like, what would this excel at in game? I mean, ERTs, I guess, right?
For sure, ERTs. It would be great fun in an ERT.
It's just, like offloading the cargo to, like, you can't really. Could you even land this at like Brios?
Yeah.
In a useful way to get to the.
You could certainly, like, you could land it, and then, like, if you had some atlases with you, you could, like, send the stuff, way down the ramp really fast, and then run down the ramp, and then take it the rest of the way with an Atlas, or yeah, you could do it.
Oh, it almost would be easier to just maybe offload to a smaller cargo ship.
Depends on how much material you have. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But you're not going to fit many smaller cargo, because the Freelancer does not fit in this space. So,
right.
You're not going to have many smaller cargo ships.
But they would. You'd be in the cargo area offloading, not from here.
Right.
So you would have to open the ramp on the side and then transfer across.
Yeah. Depending upon what all you needed the cargo for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting.
So minimum crew, right? You gotta have someone to man.
Yeah, the pilot to move the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you need some number of people to man the turrets to protect it. You don't necessarily need both the torpedo operator and the front turret.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably have that person be one person, but you're probably going to want to have at least two people in the side turrets or the top turrets,
right,
to defend the ship. Because otherwise, the ship has no defenses. If there's, flying this solo, you're completely defenseless because you're just, the pilot has no weapons. It's like flying the Carrack.
Yeah, I mean it's so there's seven turrets plus co-pilot plus captain.
Yeah, the ASOP says 12 people to man this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just talk about the guns, you've got 2 remote turrets, so there's 2 people there, and you've got 5 man turrets.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7 people, and then you have a torpedo, that's an eighth person.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the pilot, that's a 9th person.
Mm-hmm.
So 10, 11, 12 would be captain, co-pilot, engineer. 12 people.
So probably you could scrape by with 4 or 5.
Yeah, I would say you could fly this and have a good time with. You could probably fly this and have a good time with 3 people, honestly, because you have one guy piloting and then 2 people in, top turrets or side turrets, and it would be fine. And given the way the game plays right now, most of the time you don't run into other players, so the only people that you really have to worry about is depending upon what activity you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably would be just fine to do this with 2 friends.
Right.
One friend would probably be a little weird, but you could. You could have the one friend in the center ventral turret, and then the pilot, and then he just aims that so that the main guy downstairs can shoot shit.
Sure.
You could do it with one.
Well, this is really cool. Thanks for the tour.
You're welcome. Have you seen the Max yet?
No, not yet. But I have to get off for a little bit.
No problem.
And do a few things. But I'll be back on later. I would just love to just see what a couple of these, 2 of these against each other and some fighters would be like. Throw some a couple of Hornets. You could fit 2 Hornets in here, maybe 4.
You could definitely fit a couple for sure. Maybe 3. You might have to go 2 forward, 1 backward kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, if you arranged them the right way. But definitely a ton of Furies and stuff. I would just be really interesting to see, 20 people against 20 people that can scramble fighters and just kind of see. That would just be crazy. I hope someone figures out how to do it and doesn't destroy the server.
Right. I want to crew one of these all the way and then do Pirate Swarm. I think it'd be fun because at the end there's the Idris, right? And you're like, this thing could take an Idris.
Yeah.
You just torpedo the snot out of it. With the big DACA on it, you could absolutely Idris. It'd be fun. All right. Well, I'm gonna get off as well. I don't know if you're
All right,
still
cool.
on board, but I'm just gonna
Yeah.
come over here and log out.
Yep. I'm gonna exit to menu. All right.
All
Cool,
right.
man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
was fun.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good